Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're doing something really fascinating. We're going to read the raw visual language of a high-performance machine to uncover the engineering marvels hiding just beneath the surface. I mean, from its aerodynamic bodywork right down to its advanced electronics. It's honestly amazing how much a design can tell us before an engine ever even turns over.
Sometimes speed is visible even at a standstill. So let's dive right into this. Because even without looking at a single spec sheet or a list of performance metrics, a motorcycle's exterior design and stance just speak volumes about what it can do. Speed is undeniably visible even when the machine is standing completely still. It's practically baked into the very angles of the metal and plastic, hinting at that ferocious shift cam engine just waiting to be unleashed. Just take a look at this. This is the sharply angled BMW s1000rr, sitting quietly yet incredibly aggressively on a sunlit paved path. Take a moment to really absorb the whole thing. This isn't just a vehicle, it's an absolute masterclass in purposeful, performance-driven design. The visual first impression. Before we zoom in on the intricate mechanicals, let's take a step back and look at the overall geometry. That visual first impression is absolutely crucial, right? It dictates how we perceive the bike's intent and capabilities right out of the gate.
We're talking about stance. That aggressive, forward-leaning posture visually communicating a readiness for extreme momentum. Notice how the physical geometry looks exactly like a track sprinter coiled on the starting blocks. Driven by a highly advanced, lightweight chassis, the rear is elevated and the front is tucked low. You can practically feel the mechanical tension just looking at it. Aerodynamics and front profile. Moving to the front of the bike, we find the exact area engineered to meet and slice right through the wind. At top speeds, aerodynamics aren't just about looking sleek. They're entirely about downforce and, honestly, ultimate survival. The most undeniable feature here is the prominent dark winglets protruding sharply from that pristine white fairing. Flanking the nose of the bike, they interrupt the otherwise smooth lines, which immediately tells us they serve a highly functional, really aggressive aerodynamic purpose. Winglets. These are aerodynamic appendages visually designed with downward angled shapes to slice through the air and imply massive downward pressure. Looking closely at that severe downward angle, we can deduce exactly what they're meant to do. They act literally like upside-down airplane wings, engineered to keep that front wheel absolutely glued to the tarmac. When the s1000rr's advanced electronics allow full power delivery, these winglets are exactly what keep the bike grounded during blistering acceleration. The iconic livery. Beyond just the physical shape and aerodynamic add-ons, the visual identity of this motorcycle is heavily anchored by its striking paint scheme. The livery isn't just decoration, It's a massive part of the bike's visual DNA and its racing heritage. We've got a really striking visible color palette here. Crisp white base fairings, sweeping blue geometric lines, and bold red accent stripes framing the RR logo. These classic motorsport colors strategically guide your eye from the sharp nose right back to the tail. It completely accentuates the feeling of forward motion, even when it's just parked. Visible mechanical hardware. Let's dive into the exposed mechanicals, because a superbike like this integrates its raw muscle right into the overall aesthetic. Let's look at the performance hardware on display. Massive dual front disc brakes with heavy calipers, thick, robust front suspension forks, a prominent metallic rear exhaust canister, and an exposed mechanical chain drive. Literally, without needing a single technical document, we can catalog serious performance hardware. Up front, you got a high-end braking system designed for immense stopping power. The robust front suspension works in tandem with the chassis, while that prominent exhaust canister hints at the absolute crowning jewel tucked behind the fairings, BMW's legendary shift cam engine, pushing out well over 200 horsepower. This visual clustering of heavy, dense mechanical elements low to the ground perfectly illustrates the old form follows function rule. It visually anchors the bike to the road and guarantees the incredibly low center of gravity required for razor-sharp, high-speed cornering and side-to-side transitions. Machine versus nature. Let's shift our perspective for a second to the fascinating contrast happening within the broader composition itself. It's not just about the bike, it's really about how the bike is presented within its environment. We have this awesome contrast here. On the left side, the machine, defined by sharp, metallic, aggressive, and highly engineered geometric angles. On the right side, nature, defined by soft, blurred, sunlit, and organic green foliage. Notice that deliberate visual juxtaposition? It is a striking visual contrast of two completely different worlds colliding.
This tranquil, natural background actually serves to amplify the bike's hyper-engineered presence. Against the soft greenery, the harsh metallic lines of the S1000rr pop out even more, right? It makes it look like a highly calibrated precision instrument that has just simply been dropped right into the middle of a quiet forest.
So, what does this aggressive posture tell us about the thrill of the ride? As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with this final thought. Knowing what lies beneath, the advanced electronics, the staggering power of the ShiftCam engine, and the race-ready chassis, what kind of visceral, heart-pounding experience is this machine visually promising to its rider? Even standing completely still, it promises an absolute thrill. Keep this visual anatomy in mind the next time you see a performance machine out in the wild. Thanks so much for joining me on this deep dive.